Buying alcohol in this province just got easier. Beer, wine, and pre-mixed drinks are now available at many corner stores. Good evening and thank you for joining us. It's the first day Ontarians can purchase alcohol at convenience stores. Local stores have been preparing throughout the summer, and more will start offering alcohol in the coming days. Justin Hardy joins us in studio. And Justin, how is the rollout going in town?
Well, Riley, every business seems to be going at their own sort of pace. Major chain stores were ready the minute they opened their doors today, but some of the smaller, locally owned businesses aren't quite ready yet and plan to start selling alcohol in the coming days. Thursday was the first day Ontarians could buy alcohol at convenience stores. Large chain stores have been ramping up and getting ready, with local convenience not being very far behind. Heather Ambro-Bergeron owns Alley's convenience store. She says with how much planning it took to get ready, the store won't be selling alcohol for a few days more.
It's been rather hectic. There has been a lot of information thrown at us over this summer, and we're just trying to take it day by day now. I know we can start selling today. We're not quite set up yet, but it should all be set up for the weekend.
Ambro-Bergeron says that feedback from her customers regarding the addition of alcohol to their shelves has been fairly positive, with the main concerns raised focusing on safety. She adds that in an effort to keep her staff and customers safe, only employees will have physical access to the alcohol.
I know a lot of other retailers are having open access on their shelves to customers. That's not an approach that we're very comfortable with at this time. So we're gonna see how it goes, but I think for now we're going to have pay before product like you would with tobacco sales.
Ambro-Bergeron also adds that this change is a great opportunity for local businesses to support each other, and she encourages other stores in the city to consider shining a spotlight on local alcohol producers. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
It's a similar story at about 4,200 convenience stores across the province that have been granted liquor licenses. CTV's Siobhan Morris picks up the story in Toronto, where there's some excitement, but also a bit of trepidation.
The wait is finally over. The coming soon sign taken down. The doors of the cooler open. This man grabbed a Canadian before 8:30 a.m.
That's my favorite beer, and I have it like over the weekends. And I think it's convenient to buy because you don't have to go far away, just close to my place where I work.
This store near Markham and Shepherd is one of 4,200 across the province, now allowed to sell beer, wine, and mixed drinks from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I'm very happy because I have only 5 minutes. I come and pick up in the beer for here, so that's why I'm very happy with that.
Store owner Ram Markenboo moved in extra coolers to make room for his new stock. Expansion he hopes will be a difference maker.
Convenience industry is almost dying, you know. We need a new blood, and I feel this is the new blood, you know. It's going to bring more people here.
He's ready to meet concerns about putting alcohol in more places.
We've been selling cigarettes and lotteries, and we already know about the laws and regulations. And all our staff, we are fully trained by SmartServe.
But some doctors and shoppers alike are wary.
And for people that have alcoholic abuse, right, it's not good because it's too close to home. And then for people that are always stealing from the liquor store already, it's not good because now they're putting the convenience stores and other people in that danger.
This man didn't find anything to tickle his fancy in the convenience store case.
I prefer to buy the beers or wine in LCBO because more to choose, so that sometimes I have buy a more expensive wines.
Leaving empty-handed, the LCBO remains the only place in the province to buy spirits.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
The Transportation Museum of Thunder Bay wants to save the historic James Whalen tugboat. It comes as city staff are recommending that council vote to preserve only certain components of the boat. The Whalen was moored for years at the Cam River Heritage Park, but in May of 2022, it sank into the water. It's been held ashore at Patterson Dock ever since. City administration is presenting a plan to council on Monday to recycle much of the Whalen while keeping the historically valuable pieces. The Transportation Museum has been interested in the 117-year-old vessel for years now. And Chair Wally Patterson says they want to see as much of the ship saved as possible.
When they were talking about recycling, that to me is a fancy word for scrapping, and we don't want to see the whole ship scrapped. We had a meeting with some of our executive with the city administration yesterday, and we're going to work together with them to try and save as much of the ship as possible for future display.
Peterson also says the Transportation Museum is interested in taking over and relocating the Via Rail train that's on display at Cam River Heritage Park. He says they'd need to find additional space at or near the Pool 6 site. A Thunder Bay man convicted as part of a Norval Morso art fraud ring has been sentenced to 5 years in prison. Davis Voss was handed his sentence today. This is the largest art fraud case in world history, with a Thunder Bay Police and OPP investigation uncovering more than 4,500 forged Morso works. Between 1996 and 2019, Voss helped produce up to 2,000 of them that were then distributed to galleries or sold to third parties. Voss pled guilty to the forgery charges and to orchestrating the fraud ring. The financial loss to Morso's estate is estimated at more than $100 million. More details on this story are available on tvnewswatch.com. Thunder Bay Police have seized a number of firearms and made 2 separate arrests after a drug trafficking investigation. The seized guns included a small concealable weapon that police say is of particular concern. A 20-year-old Hamilton man was arrested at the end of August after police found 5 firearms and ammunition at a Gertrude Street residence. The weapons included the single-fire concealable handgun, which can be folded. The same investigation then led to the arrest of a 28-year-old woman yesterday at a Victoria Avenue address, where police seized cocaine and crack cocaine. Detective Inspector Jeremy Pearson says the arrests and seizures are part of a larger investigation that started in April.
When we conduct these investigations, we're bringing in project-level results and seizures from what is one investigation of many that's being run concurrently by our intelligence unit. So I think it speaks not only to the work that's being done, but it speaks also to the significance of the problem in the community.
A 29-year-old Brampton man was arrested earlier in the investigation. That happened after police discovered a handgun, a kilogram of cocaine, and smaller amounts of other drugs. All 3 accused face trafficking charges. The 2 men also face weapons charges. A 41-year-old has been arrested after a pair of robberies at local hotels this week. The first happened on the Harbour Expressway Monday night. The suspect threatened a staff member with a weapon before fleeing with cash. The next night, police responded to a similar incident on Cumberland Street. The suspect was identified and arrested yesterday and faces multiple charges, including 2 robbery counts. FireCon continues in Thunder Bay. Today's focus was on a mobile fire training unit. It allows the firefighters to practice in a lifelike emergency scenario. Jaden Billick has more.
The 5-day FireCon, put on by the Ontario Association of Fire Chiefs in Thunder Bay, displays live demonstrations, trade shows, online training courses, and occurrences firefighters can experience while on the job. Fire Chief David Paxton says this program is now seeing individuals from Southern Ontario and the United States taking notice to the certification offerings they're able to provide this year.
So this year we offered NFPA 1033, so investigator. Instructor 1, which is 1041. We're offering a new pilot project for hazmat, NFPA 470. They're transitioning that program, as well as common passenger vehicle.
Instructors come to the city of Thunder Bay from all over Ontario. This day was all about the Mobile Live Fire Training Unit, which is one of 2 currently operating in the province. Deputy Fire Marshal of Training, Certification, and Public Education, John Macbeth, has been with the Office of Fire Marshal for 5 years. He describes what the trainees are learning from this lifelike exercise.
This unit is doing live fire training here at FireCon. Over 30 plus years of training here in Thunder Bay, and really an opportunity to put firefighters, over 700, through some of the paces of live fire training. We'll train over 6,000 firefighters this year alone on these units here across the province, and really giving opportunity for firefighters to go in, practice some of the skill sets necessary, and then if there is any correction that needs to happen, the benefits of the mobile live fire training units is that we can stop the training, pause it, bring them outside, regroup, and then send them back in.
Most of the volunteering individuals are here to meet the mandatory certification minimum deadline for 2026. Thunder Bay is a great central location for firefighters in smaller communities who otherwise wouldn't have the bodies to fill training courses of this particular caliber. These heroes will have the chance to share information learned with their co-workers back home.
So I'm with the City of Kenora Fire and Emergency Services as a paid per call firefighter. This is my first time doing a training or taking a training role, so it'll be pretty neat because I could go back and help out instructing new volunteers in Kenora and the surrounding area.
Paxton shared his appreciation towards partnerships between all communities and teams who signed up and participated, as well as the instructors who traveled to be here this week. Jaden Billick, TBT News.
Excitement's building for the 2025 Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Curling Canada staff paid a visit to Thunder Bay today. They provided an update on ticket sales and volunteer recruitment and were presented with $400,000 from the CEDC. Nev Van Pelt has the details.
It's been amazing. The community of Thunder Bay is really excited to have this event come to town.
Starting on February 14th, Thunder Bay will have the chance to watch some of the best curlers in Canada for 12 straight days. The city was announced as the host back in October, and Curling Canada officials were in Thunder Bay to accept a $400,000 check from the Community Economic Development Commission for the bidding fee that brought the prestigious national event to the city.
I specifically asked to be assigned to this event to do it the right way. I'm so excited to see what this building is going to be like, full of fans. We had those 500 volunteers in here in 2022, and they were blowing the roof off. So I think in 2025, with actual fans filling this building, we are going to knock it out of the park.
The local organizing committee says ticket sales are trending ahead of budget, with about 60% of the building sold out. The community can currently buy tickets for the full event, the opening and closing weekend, and day packages.
The closing weekend is really getting close to being sold out. The championship weekend, they call it, from Thursday to Sunday. So if you want to see the finale and the playoffs, you better get going now. But there'll be tickets available throughout the week.
We're going to be releasing the single draw tickets in October 24th. Those are going to go on sale with the full draw, where we're going to be seeding the local team, Northern Ontario, into the draw, so you'll know when everybody's playing.
The event is projected to have a $7 to $8 million economic impact on Thunder Bay, with around 4,000 visitors expected to come to the city.
The event itself will have a great impact on our community, particularly in the winter, where we typically have a bit more hotel occupancy availability, and so this helps fill those hotel rooms. It helps fill restaurants. People will be here for a week and a half of play or watching it.
After holding the event in 2022 during the pandemic, event staff are confident Thunder Bay will fill the stands at Fort William Gardens this time around.
People in this town support curling. They love coming out to watch it, and I think our building is exactly the right size to hopefully fill it up and have a packed house.
The event committee is also looking for about 100 more volunteers, and the community is encouraged to register at curling.ca. Nev Van Pelt, TBT News.
Well, I know a lot of people, Fiona, are really excited for the Scotties Heart Tournament for sure. But turning to weather, today felt very fallish out there.
Yes, it did. It definitely did. And you wouldn't say that based on these numbers, but there's a little bit of irony involved in this. We had our high of 20 Celsius at midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning, and it just slowly dropped from there down to our daytime low of 13. That was just a few hours ago. We warmed up maybe a couple of degrees, but that is it. The temperatures, for the most part, dropped all day. For the most part, they were mostly cloudy all day. We did have a couple of brief showers, and winds were light to start, but predictably from the north. So that's a lot of cool air pushing in, and this afternoon, the winds just started kicking up a notch, and we had gusts in the low 30 kilometer an hour range for the last few hours. So this is when it really starts to feel more fall-like. But don't panic. There is a lot of heat still to come because technically we're not out of summer yet. We've still got more. But today we had some rain. The majority of it has moved east of Thunder Bay. Still just a little pocket of showers here and there still possible, but it is starting to clear for areas to the west. So at this hour, we've got partly to mostly cloudy skies in Red Lake all the way through to Fort Francis. Temperatures starting to warm up, moving in from the west. To the east, though, still solidly dealing with rain and in some cases single digits. Greenstone is currently at their high of 9. That was after an overnight low of 7, so temperature's really not moving much as this system moves through. Sault Ste. Marie was still very warm. They topped out at 24 with a humidex of 28 at this hour. The rain just started a couple of hours ago, and temperatures have dropped pretty sharply over the last couple of hours as well. Here in the city of Thunder Bay, we're looking at a low of 9 tonight. There's a 30% chance of a shower or two this evening. But after that, we're looking at just cloudy skies, and winds are going to start to taper off. Now, we're looking at more clouds for the next 24 hours or so, Riley, but after that, we're not quite ready to say goodbye to summer yet, and that's good news for folks who have plans for this weekend because temperatures are going to be on the upswing. I'll have more details on how high they will go later on in the news hour.
Perfect, Fiona. Thank you. That is music to my ears. I'm one of those people for sure. Thank you. Well, when we come back, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh speaks publicly after ending his party's deal with the Liberals. We'll have more on that as your Thursday News Hour continues.
It became very clear to me that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals were far too weak to stop big corporations from ripping off people.